Wilder Show podcast. I'm Scott. That's Lauren.
Hello.
Hi there. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
Real good, especially today. More on that in a second after we remind you that if you want to send us an email, you can send the email to podcast@wildershow.com. Find us on Instagram. It's Wilder Show Pod, and you'll search it. You'll find it. You'll follow. You'll share with your friends, and we'll appreciate that. Wilder Show Podcast drops Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 a.m. Central Time or before on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeart, Amazon, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. So like, rate, follow, subscribe, and share. And thanks for doing that. If you don't already have your first free Slurpee of the day, you're behind.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, don't you know? Today is...
Got to start early to maximize.
Well, ideally, what I like to do is I will get one on the way to work. At one 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And then I will get one around lunchtime at a different 7-Eleven. And then I will get one at the end of the day at a different 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And I don't even like sweet stuff.
It's free. I mean, I have to
It's
try to
free
get as many as I can.
And the thing
if
is,
it's free.
It used to be like 7.11 ounces was sort of the... by the way, it's 7-Eleven. That's why today is 7-Eleven.
It's July 11.
July the 11th.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. Every time
the store.
7-Eleven.
Slurpees are.
And that means
They get
tomorrow.
it. They know.
That means tomorrow would have been my dad's birthday, and the next day would have been your dad's birthday.
That's right.
So happy birthday to James Henry and Charles Francis.
Yes. Do you commemorate? You guys do anything to celebrate your dad's birthday?
Not really. I mean, I think we used to try and play golf or something on that day, sort of celebrate as. Now it's people are disparate. They're all in different places.
Yeah.
And so usually there's some text that goes out that says, "Happy James Henry Wilder Day."
Nice.
Something like that. Do you guys do something for
We
your dad?
usually have a meal.
That's nice.
My mom and I and whatever of my youngins are living in
That's nice.
our city at the
That's
time.
nice. Well, happy birthday. Your dad was so interesting. At my dad's funeral, I think he came up to me.
Yeah.
And you shook my hand, and I'd met your dad, obviously before. But he shook my hand, and he said, "Your dad lived," and he told me the exact number of days to that day that he died that my dad had lived.
He was a nut about stuff like that.
See, I love that.
And
he
he was collecting birthdays.
To meet someone know someone on every day of the year.
Yeah, and anyone he'd ever met, at least in my lifetime, anytime he met someone new, he wanted to know when your birthday was, and he would remember that. There might be other things about you that he would forget, but he would remember. He would remember your birthday. Yeah. He also my dad had never met your dad.
That's right.
And then my dad had a favorite hymn that we didn't really hear very much. I think it was more when he was young in church. I don't remember hearing it a lot as I was growing up in church, but it was a favorite of his, and they played it at your dad's funeral.
Oh my!
Yeah.
You remember which one it was?
My God and I.
Yeah. Oh my! Yeah. Gets me misty even thinking about it. That was a very desperate year.
It was.
All around.
It was.
Yeah, but your dad it was really sweet of your dad. And I guess it must have been tough, though, to find somebody on February 29th. I'm sure he found somebody.
I'm sure he had somebody. Yeah. I don't remember offhand who it was, but I bet he had somebody.
So this week, Donald Trump and Pam Bondi just simply avoided questions from reporters about a recent review about accused sex trafficker and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And what they say is the FBI and the U.S. Department of Justice concluded that Epstein died by suicide, nothing to see here.
Yeah.
In 2019 in the Manhattan jail cell. But questions, of course, keep coming up from conspiracy theorists. And many of these people who are doing this are people that were, the MAGA faithful, the Make America Great folks, the base, who have long said, hey, you know what? Epstein was murdered in jail because he possessed sexually compromising material on powerful figures. And there was a client list. And now the Department of Justice says, no, he did commit suicide, nothing to see here, and there is no list. Mm-hmm. Well, remember the first time she said she was going to release the files on Epstein?
I do.
And the MAGA people went crazy. Like, wait, there's nothing new here. This is all stuff that we've seen before. Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to show us something, and you didn't. And at that time, those people were told, the people who were clamoring, were told, hey, listen, we're going to release it later. We got more. There's more later. And then nothing. So the memo that was released this week by the DOJ and the FBI said in the government review, no evidence that Epstein had a specific secret client list. And all this is going to do is birth crazy conspiracy theories. People saying, well, you remember after, when Musk and Trump stopped dating?
Yeah.
About a week and a half ago.
Had their little tiff.
And then Musk went on X, mm-hmm. formerly Twitter, and said the reason they're not releasing the Epstein files is because Trump is on the list.
And that's what people would think, right?
Yeah,
I mean, is that kind of a natural deduction?
And then Musk deleted that tweet. Uh-huh. So, I mean, who knows? We know there are times when, for whatever reason, stuff gets deleted, gets destroyed.
Yeah.
There was some talk about, I'm not going to even give details of it because I don't want it to seem like another conspiracy theory, but if some of the people on the list, if there was some government reason that you wouldn't want their names released, mm-hmm. for example, if somebody thought that someone was an operative for another country,
right,
was a spy on our behalf for other countries, or something like that.
And they were on the list, and that would...
If you release the list...
Okay.
And what a lot of people have said is, well, once you do this, anybody who needs to be redacted, redact those, but leave the rest of it to show that there, in fact, was a list. But now they say there wasn't a list. So now it's going to be hard to do anything except say, there's no... As President Trump said, like, this week, he was like, are we still talking about this?
Yeah.
Has he ever been a guy? He's a dog with a bone on stuff that...
On a lot of things.
Isn't he a guy that still talks about, the 33,000 emails from a billion years ago and Hillary Clinton mm-hmm. and the mm-hmm. crowd size in his first inauguration? He doesn't let anything go.
No.
So that's a little bit weird. And the whole sort of transparency thing, if we're going to just lay it all out there, it seems to me just lay it all, no matter what. But I do think there are a lot of famous people who sort of fled the country. Maybe temporarily they're just living in Spain, for now. They're probably relieved if there really was a list,
uh-huh.
and if their names were on a list.
Yeah. And
I'm not even saying that everybody whoever encountered him, had lunch with him, is a bad guy mm-hmm. or gal or whatever. But if their names were released, there wouldn't be any context, right? It would be like your name, you're on the list, and mm-hmm. it's like you run around and explain, I know, but it was a real estate deal we were doing, or whatever it was,
Don't we? And I might be remembering a lot. Isn't it weird that so much of it, like we know some people who were there, right? Mm-hmm. Prince Andrew was
on the flight logs or whatever.
Well, and there were pictures of him with people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who were also with young women who were also at mm-hmm. those parties, I guess. Mm-hmm. Isn't it weird that all of these people that we think might have been on that list are all such great secret keepers?
That's true. Yeah. Could they really?
Many people.
If releasing a secret would put yourself at risk, you might be a secret keeper.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The first phase of all this stuff was released in February. Attorney General Pamela Bondi releases the first phase of the investigation, declassifying the Epstein files. So there were files. Mm-hmm. So this is back from February. and this is a release from the government. This is not from some website, just Yahoo. Today, Attorney General Pamela Bondi, in conjunction with the FBI, declassified and publicly released files related to the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and his sexual exploitation of over 250 underage girls at his homes in New York and Florida, among other locations. The first phase of declassified files largely contains documents that have been previously leaked but never released in a formal capacity by the U.S. government. The Justice Department is following through on President Trump's commitment to transparency and lifting the veil on the disgusting actions of Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirators. The first phase of files released today sheds light on Epstein's extensive network and begins to provide the public with long overdue accountability. That is from Pam Bondi. Now, Kash Patel, FBI director, follows that up and says, the FBI is entering a new era, one that will be defined by integrity, accountability, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. There will be no cover-ups, no missing documents, and no stone left unturned, and anyone from the prior or current Bureau who undermines this will be swiftly pursued. If there are gaps, we will find them. If records have been hidden, we will uncover them. And we will bring everything we find to the DOJ to be fully assessed and transparently disseminated to the American people as it should be. The oath we take is to the Constitution, and under my leadership, Patel says, that promise will be upheld without compromise. So that doesn't sound like they think this is all there is. And that was in February. And that's when she said, it's on my desk.
The list is on my desk.
So, it seems squirrely, but that's, what are you going to do? Everything seems squirrely, doesn't it? I mean, everything seems kind of sketchy.
Some things seem squirrelier than others.
Steve Bannon, who's the firebrand, and the MAGA of all MAGAs, he tells Trump to appoint a special prosecutor to release the Epstein files. And this is news like today. He is part of the chorus of those who really love the president, MAGA supporters, but who were speaking out against the DOJ and the FBI, by the way, run by people that they loved, by Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, after the DOJ put out the memo saying Epstein died by suicide in 2019, and there is no list. And it just infuriates some of the Trump base, which has been running around sort of holding up this invisible document, peddling these theories about government cover-up, extensive list of powerful pedophiles, covering it up to protect politicians and business people and famous people. And now there's nothing. Don't know.
What was your favorite cereal when you were growing up?
Favorite breakfast cereal? I was not a hot cereal kid. So
like oatmeal?
Something. Yeah, I didn't do that.
Me either.
More.
No, I'm thinking,
Probably
cold cereal.
I liked, I did in those days like the sweet stuff. But I know one of them was probably, what's the one with the tiger?
Tony the Tiger.
What was his cereal, though? His blue box?
Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, Frosted Flakes was good.
I ate some Frosted Flakes.
Another reason I liked Frosted Flakes was it probably was the sugar that made it so. But they didn't get soggy quickly. I have a problem with soggy.
I do know that about you.
And it's just terrible to know so much. Goodness. But I knew that, you could, you have to
eat faster.
Well, that's what I do know. That's what I do. But in the case of the Frosted Flakes, they would hold their form as a piece of cereal. They would hold their form a tad longer. So I enjoyed.
All that sugar probably helped it.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you said? I'm sorry, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, it was a hefty cornflake, and then also the coating of sugar.
Yeah. But that was probably one of my favorites, sure.
I used to like Fruit Loops, too. I liked Fruit
Really?
Loops. Every once in a while, I think my mom would make us eat Rice Krispies because there wasn't as much sugar.
You know why they called it Fruit Loops? F-R-O-O-T?
Because there was no real F-R-U-I-T in it.
That is exactly right. They're Fruit Loops. They're not Fruit Loops.
No, it's kind of the color of some fruit, maybe,
Well,
but
and
that's about
that's-
as far as it goes.
And that's going to be going away thanks to the dyes changing.
Oh,
Remember,
yeah.
Fruit Loops was one of the ones
Yeah.
that is carrying some red dye
All kinds of bad
443,
stuff.
10 or whatever.
Well, Ferrero, Ferrero Rocher, those almond,
Oh, yeah, individually wrapped in foil.
yeah, they're really good.
in
I
a
think I see
tin.
them mostly at Christmas, but they're around
They're
all
top
the time.
shelf. They're top shelf.
Italian candy
physically,
maker.
they're physically on the top shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have agreed to acquire W.K. Kellogg, the American cereal giant,
No way.
in a deal valued at $3.1 billion.
What?
So this will combine Ferrero, which is a family-owned company that makes Tic Tacs, the Ferrero Rocher candies that we mentioned, Nutella spreads, with the producer of Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, Rice Krispies, and other cereals. Apparently, Ferrero has been pushing to grow its business in North America. They already acquired over the last few years Nestle's U.S. confectionery
that.
business. So they're becoming a little bit of a conglomerate. And I didn't realize. I thought $3.1 billion for Kellogg's. When I first saw this, seemed like not very much. It's actually W.K. Kellogg, which is a smaller version of Kellogg. It was just created in 2023 when the Kellogg Company spun it off
To spin
as an
off, yeah.
independent company that's just the cereals.
Okay,
the
they're buying
larger
just cereals.
Yeah, the larger remaining
Gotcha.
business, which still has Pringles and Cheez-Its and stuff like that, was renamed Kellanova.
Okay.
So they're still around, but this,
3 point-
yeah,
I said they take that 3.1 billion and can then funnel it into the remaining part of their company.
right.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking. I mean, I can't. They've got to keep the name, though, right? It can't not be Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. I mean,
Yeah.
Kellogg's is as big on the box
Well.
as the name, Rice Krispies or Frosted Flakes or Fruit F-R-O-O-T
Fruit
Loops. That reminds me of something else that I need to tell you. Maybe not in news, but
Okay.
back to
Write down.
the Chick-fil-A thing
Okay.
that we have
Oh, yeah,
talked about recently. We'll get to that a little bit later on. But yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
Part of the value that they're buying is that name of Kellogg's cereals. So I can't imagine they're going to change the name. I mean, you have Kellogg's, you have Post, you have General Mills, right? There are others, but those are the main ones that come to my mind, and they're not going to change and undo that. They'll probably just keep the name.
Right.
It's just owned by somebody else. I mean, when Dr. Pepper merged with Seagram's, they didn't change the name of Dr. Pepper. It's still Dr. Pepper.
That's true. That's true. This isn't actually even the first deal between Ferrero and Kellogg.
Really?
Ferrero in 2019 acquired the Kellogg Company's Keebler cookie brand, famous Amos cookies, and the Kellogg Fruit Snacks business and Little Brownie Bakers, which is the supplier of Girl Scout cookies.
And they kept all those names.
They did. That's true.
There is a new Barbie. Maybe you've seen this. There is a new Barbie. Over the years, they've had lots of different Barbies.
Oh, yeah. They're all,
Now, most of the Barbies that they have retained the traditional Barbie figure. So they haven't covered all the bases on all the kinds of all the people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They've changed the colors of them sometimes. There's, I think, an Hispanic Barbie, Pacific Islander Barbie, probably. There's probably an African-American Barbie.
It's been
They're not a bunch of white blondes anymore, right?
Are they all called Barbie? It's been a long time since anybody
Look it up.
played with
Look it up.
Barbies in my house.
Look
I
it up
know
while I
there
tell
are
this, latest
like
story.
a ton of different professional there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
dentist Barbie and
Yeah.
a flight attendant Barbie and a veterinarian
Yeah.
Barbie.
Well, the new Barbie, this new one, is a part of the inclusivity that they're trying to get. It is type 1 diabetes Barbie. The doll that is part of the Barbie's Fashionistas line comes with a continuous glucose monitor, an insulin pump, and other features to represent those diagnosed with the chronic disease. So that's a little bit. It's a little odd to me to have.
Why? Do you think?
Well,
I don't. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Really, it's just a bad thing. It's an odd as in unusual, but because once you go down that road, there are other maladies, there are other ailments, there are other. I know it's a matter of making money. I got that.
Yeah.
Though it's not really all about inclusivity. It's about making a buck. But the doll with type 1 diabetes, according to Krista Berger, Senior Vice President of Barbie and Global Head of Dolls at Mattel. That's a weird name. She's the head of dolls at Mattel, said in a release, she says, introducing a Barbie with type 1 diabetes marks an important step in our commitment to inclusivity and representation. Barbie helps shape children's early perceptions of the world, and by reflecting medical conditions like T1D or type 1 diabetes, we ensure more kids can see themselves in the stories they imagine and the dolls they love.
Well, this particular Barbie, she doesn't look like the traditional Barbie. I mean, she's thin and she's beautiful, but she's got brown hair and sort of a deeper colored. She looks like she's got a really nice tan. But so these are the Barbie Fashionistas doll, and I'm looking at some of the others, and there is a blind Barbie.
Yeah, I remember that.
She's got a cane. There's Barbie in a wheelchair.
I remember that.
There is Down syndrome Barbie.
I remember that.
They've been doing this for a while.
The type 1 diabetes Barbie, and it includes, here's what you get, what do they say, in the box.
Okay.
What's in the box? When you open the box, what do you get? The continuous glucose monitor, which is a small wearable device that measures the person's blood sugar levels.
Which is something that would be really familiar to a little girl who is doing that, on her own.
It is on the doll's arm, and it helps manage her type 1 diabetes.
Yeah.
Heart-shaped medical tape keeps the device in place. She also has a phone that displays a CMG app to help track her blood sugar levels. It's the doll. Also in the box is an insulin pump, which is a small wearable medical device that allows for automatic insulin dosing as needed. It's attached to the doll's wrist. A blue polka dot top and matching skirt with ruffles, which, as you know, Lauren, is a nod to the symbols that represent diabetes awareness.
Well, I didn't know that, but I think that's okay, too.
And a blue, pastel blue purse to carry any essentials such as type 1 diabetes supplies or some snacks.
Snack.
So, I don't have any problem with it. I just don't know. I don't know where you... I'm not saying where you draw the line. Have as many Barbies as you want.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I mean, like I said before, the one sort of kind of girl that is not represented in Barbie is sort of a normal-looking girl that doesn't look, as the head of the doll department at Mattel said, dolls help shape their children's view of the world. And that's true.
Right.
And I think sometimes some of the criticism of Barbie, of the doll, has been it's a ridiculously idealized version of what it means to be pretty or to be a girl. We've all seen the breakdown. If you had an actual woman with the measurements of the traditional Barbie, it would be insane.
Right.
It's like 42,
should not be able
20,
to walk upright.
42, 20, 24, or something insane. And so the criticism of Mattel Barbie has really been, you're not really, what's like we said about the beauty pageants, which that we were supposed to call them
scholarship pageants. Yeah.
I have not seen many girls that win or even compete in the scholarship pageants that are not sort of drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's not really a scholarship pageant, and that's okay. You can have a pretty pageant. I don't mind pretty pageants, but when you do one thing and you call it another, and when you say we're trying to represent all kids because these dolls can shape their view of the future. Where are the dolls that really look like any kids that are playing with them? It's like, I want to look like this girl. I want to look at this. Not this girl looks like me.
Yeah.
It's not just, I want to grow up to be, how about just grow up to be a normal girl that doesn't have to be a supermodel. They're all, all the Barbies are, and I'm not looking, I don't care. Caroline had Barbies. I'm sure Susanna had Barbies.
She had a few. Yeah.
But I don't know. It just. If I were a person with a different, with a daughter with a different concern, I would go, okay, well, I mean, that's good. You're doing it for those people. But what about my daughter? I mean, she has fill in the blank, and do it. Do you really go do it for everybody?
Well, I mean, if I am the parent, if I'm the parent of a child who has is differently abled in some way, and I'm going to put the time and the effort into approaching Mattel and starting whatever it takes to get that done, and they're willing to do it. Yeah. I think that's a good thing. Yeah. And I mean, the kind of sad thing is they're going to be willing to do it. Mattel will be willing to do it if there is enough of a market for it, because they're not going to produce a doll that 5 or 10 people might be interested in.
But I guess my bigger deal is not that there are dolls that have these conditions or whatever. That's fine. My bigger thing is, why do they all have to look like hot models? But we're selling this idea that we're really trying to, represent all. I don't think so.
It would be really interesting to know. I mean, maybe all the dolls look like hot models because those are the dolls that people want to buy.
No question. But
it doesn't matter if most of us aren't going to grow up to look like that. If we're playing with them, that's what we want as little girls.
Even if they don't play with it, as long as they sell. I mean,
that's true.
It's like books. We don't care if you read the book; just buy the book.
Yeah,
we don't care. Walk around with the book, but you don't have to.
We're not in business to make you smarter.
That's
We're
right.
in business to sell books.
To sell you. That's all we want to do is kill trees and sell you books. That's what we care about.
It's kind of depressing, isn't it?
Yeah, but it is reality.
It is.
I mean, it's like, we told this story before. It was a Christian author, husband and wife, writing team, and had him on the radio show a million years ago. And so off the air, we're asking, sort of real pedestrian questions, killing time. So, when you were thinking about writing a book, we asked, how do you decide what book you're going to write? And we thought it would be, we would say his wife's name, so-and-so and I, this is our experience, and we thought we'd write this, and we found that it resonated with a lot of people, and so we really want to tell this story to help as many people as we can who've been going through this thing that we went through, and we are now on the other side.
That wasn't the answer.
Wouldn't that be noble, right? No. The answer was, we know someone who knows one of Oprah's producers. And so we find out what Oprah's producer likes to read, and we write books like that. It was like, get these guys out of here.
Because then we get on Oprah, right? Yeah.
That's right, because it was all about selling books. And it's all about, I guess, selling dolls. But if a doll like the type 1 diabetes Barbie, comforts a girl, then
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Oh, it is time for a scatter shoot.
Let's go.
Wilder Show, scatter shoot, sort of the rest of the news, or the rest of the not news, the rest of the things, sometime, or just some of the things. We can edit all this out. But this is scatter shoot.
Do you remember a while back when you and I talked about Chick-fil-A, and I think you asked me
how to spell it
fast. Sure. And I spelled it wrong, even though I've been eating at Chick-fil-A for 40 years. Really? Yeah. I mean, nearly 40 years. When did I get my first job at the mall? In 1980. So, more than 40 years.
My relationship with Chick-fil-A began on my first radio job, which was in 1981.
Yeah.
They had just, I think, come to the city where I was working, and we were doing some promotional deal with them.
Yeah.
So at least 81, so probably before that. And obviously in Atlanta, or wherever it began, many years before that.
So you asked me to spell it, and
Yeah.
I spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
I spelled it CHICFILA. And you said, that's not it. Try it again. And so I said CHIKFILA. And I had the dashes in the right place and everything. You said, no, that's not right either. And it turns out it is CHICKFILA and has been all the time.
That's not the way you spell filet, but this is the way you spell
it's
chick.
not.
Yeah.
Right. It is the way you spell chick. But I was so convinced that it had not always been that way that I looked it up. And there are all kind. I don't spend any time on Reddit, but there are subreddits on. Are you sure they didn't change the name or change the way to spell the name? I'm
Never
sure
did.
it used to be this or that or whatever. Several days after you and I talked about it, I got a text message from somebody that I know that I was going to meet with several other people at Chick-fil-A, and we were talking about the time that we were going to meet. This is a person who goes to Chick-fil-A a lot. She has kids that she's been taking there for years to play. She grew up in Texas, so she's got plenty of, and she's a smart girl, great speller, and in the text she spelled it CHIC.
Did she really?
FILA.
Is that funny?
Yes.
And there's a reason why. It's what's it called, Mandela effect or something. It's where there's a confluence of people have all decided that they believe something is true that never happened.
Yeah.
And trying to convince them that it's not the case is almost impossible.
Well, I still can't figure out why. I understand about the convincing thing, but is it because filet is spelled wrong, so we assume that the chick part is spelled wrong too? I just thought that was the craziest thing.
I think it might be a deal. Somebody was saying that it has to do with the fact that on their logo with the cow, the cow has something misspelled. And
the cows say eat more chicken, and they spell it chicken
with
wrong.
just K or something.
Yeah.
The reason it's called Mandela effect, just real quick, the reason is because Nelson Mandela, who this theory is named after, died in 2013. But countless people distinctly remember him dying in prison in the 1980s. But his death is not the only, but he wasn't. He didn't die in the 1980s in prison.
I remember him being released from
that's what
prison,
I was thinking.
so I don't think I would have ever thought that.
So, but his death is only one example of the Mandela effect, where people have the wrong details, the wrong dates, and a whole bunch more. Can I give you a couple of other ones?
Sure.
It has never been Jiffy peanut butter.
It's just Jif peanut butter. It's Jiffy popcorn.
It's Jiffy popcorn, but it's never been Jiffy peanut butter.
Okay.
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes.
Is it Looney Tunes Toons? Or is it Looney Tunes Tunes?
I think it's Toons.
No,
It's not?
Tunes.
Yikes.
How about the Berenstain Bears?
Okay.
The lovable cartoon bear family actually spelled their last name. How? Berenstain, how do you say Berenstain Bears?
It's Berenstain.
That is correct.
Yeah.
The Berenstain Bears.
I always thought that was kind of weird, though.
Curious George.
Yeah. I remember Curious George. I had to go into the hospital when I was 5 years old to have a little eye surgery. And I got Curious George Goes to the Hospital.
All right, let me ask you this. Did Curious George have a tail ever?
Well, I would think so, because he's a monkey, and monkeys have tails.
He never had a tail.
He never had a tail.
He never had a tail. Let's see. Fruit Loops we talked about before.
Yeah.
It's Fruit Loops like that. Something else. One more. Cheez-Its or Cheez-It?
Cheez-Its.
Wrong.
No, Cheez-It.
It's just there's no Z.
Okay.
Oreos, you like Oreos at all?
Love Oreos.
You ever eat the double stuff Oreos?
Yes.
Double stuff?
Not often. I dream about them, but I don't really eat them anymore.
Double stuff, spell it.
Is it STUFFT?
No, it's just one F.
Oh, just
double stuff.
Just double stuff.
Double stuff. There's not a second F. Yeah.
See, if I were eating more of them, I could have spelled that
Yeah,
right.
well, our lives have officially been a lie.
It's a little dramatic, maybe.
All these years. They called Mandela because everybody thought it was one thing, but it was really something. It was like a common belief of something, not that they misunderstood, but that had never been the case.
That's really interesting.
Speaking of pretend things, I know you're a big fan of AI music. And
I do not. I'm not. I don't want to get on anybody's bad side, but not a fan. I'm not. I mean, I know. Listen, if it's a golden retriever playing the cello on Instagram and it's
sure.
AI, I can live with that. But the rest of the stuff, just send it away.
So you are not a fan. You are not a fan then of the Velvet Sundown.
I don't know what the Velvet Sundown is.
The Velvet Sundown is a fabled 60s folk rock band that took the charts by storm. 1.1 million monthly Spotify listeners. The Velvet Sundown.
The Velvet Sundown
is an AI-generated group. It does not exist. And
so all of that. So again, our lives are a lie.
Yeah, there's a folk rock band took the charts by storm. Been outed as an AI art hoax. The Velvet Sundown released their debut album, Floating on Echoes, on June the 5th, quickly followed by a second just weeks later. That's because when you're in the basement, it's easy. Like, I know, I've done some of this stuff. The group now boasts 1.1 million monthly Spotify listeners, took the number 1 spot on the app's daily viral chart.
No way.
Yeah, with its catchy songs. Now, you could probably still find them on there. But it has now been revealed that the band doesn't actually exist. The music was created using artificial intelligence, AI, the speed of back-to-back albums, and the fact that fans could find no biographical details of its members roused a little bit of suspicion.
Listen, if you're going to,
And the quote band has since amended its Spotify bio to say it is, quote, synthetic music, a project guided by human creative direction.
Okay.
We've talked about this before. Things are changing, and I'm not saying for the better, but they are changing. The group is presented as a 60s folk rock band, complete with denim jackets and long hair. But somebody spotted in the band's AI-generated images errors.
Okay.
Including a missing tuning peg on a guitar. And they said, what's this we have
That's
here?
a pretty good eye.
Yeah. The visuals have been compared to real 1960s rock band Creedence Clearwater Revival and Stu Cook. The band's bassist has declared the Velvet Sundown dull. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
Social
I guess
media.
as that, first of all, if they had just created a Wikipedia page or something, there's probably some things they could have done to maybe have made it take a little bit longer
Isn't that funny,
to be found out. So can you still listen to it on Spotify?
I don't know. Let me look real quick.
I wonder if there is a...
No, they said they've just amended their information.
Okay.
Let me look real quick. I'm playing Velvet Sundown. Is it Velvet Sundown?
Velvet Sundown is what you said.
I want to say it.
I'm as people get better at
Velvet
this,
Sundown.
at the whole AI thing, and obviously they will because people are working hard on it.
This is Dust on the Wind.
Dust on the Wind? We already have Dust in the Wind?
Yeah. Not real.
Yeah.
Sounds real.
So far it sounds pretty real.
Sounds real. Let's hear him sing for a second.
Dust on the wind, boots on the ground, smoke in the sky, no peace found.
I mean, there probably are people that sound like that.
Yeah.
I mean, in all of humanity.
Does it sound a little... It does
Kenny
sound a
or
little
whatever.
Creedence Clearwater-y, a little Neil Young-y even, maybe.
It's supposed to be folk.
Yeah.
They fashioned it after
Yeah.
the folk rock thing.
Yeah.
And it's all, but anyway, it's
Let's not do that. Can we all just agree to let's not do that?
you know what? Just go ahead and declare it right now. That
We
no one
shouldn't
can
do
it.
this.
Okay, just say no one can do this
I don't
anymore.
want to say we can't. I just because they're going to do it and it's going to disappoint me. I just want to say we shouldn't.
Yes. Well, you know what I think
we shouldn't do that.
What I do think is going to happen is it is what's going to surprise many people. I'm not saying you. Who knows the future? But what might surprise many people, and perhaps would even surprise you, is when you hear something and you accept it. And then it's like, oh, what am I? What kind of person am I?
Oh, I'm sure it will happen to me. It may already have happened to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But there you go. So the Velvet Sundown,
not a real band.
not a real band, but no one knew they created the album cover. looks like a CCR type album cover. You heard the music. I'm not going to play any more of it. I mean, you heard a little bit of it. Sounds okay.
Yeah.
That may not be my bag, but I listened to it only to say, can I tell immediately that it's not real? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, these days it's kind of hard to know for sure.
It is. Okay, so what I might say about that is what our moms or dads might, that's going to lead to trouble.
Yeah.
That's going to lead to trouble. Something else that is kind of weird that I think might lead to trouble that seems to have just come out of nowhere. There is a commercial, I don't even know what channel, maybe on one of the news channels I've seen it. And it is it's Courtney Cox and it is Lisa Kudrow. And they're sitting on a couch, and they're selling. They're selling it's a commercial for a game, that you get on your phone.
I've seen a lot of stars doing games. A lot of stars saying, "Get this game, and you don't need to be on the internet, and you can just download it. And there are no commercials, no ads." But I think the whole thing is an ad, sort of. Tell me what because we've talked a little bit about this.
Ryan Seacrest, too, is trying to get me to play some Chumba game or something like that. I haven't seen him do that. It's his image. It's his image on these internet, banner ads, these web ads. And now somebody else. I just saw another one earlier today. And it was him. I mean, I don't think it. Yeah, Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah, it was
maybe
O'Connell,
an actor. But all of a sudden, what's?
I think I've thought about this for a while. I think there is some, for lack of a better word, I think there's some grooming going on here. I think because is it Jerry O'Connell? Is that his name?
I think it was Jerry. I got to look him up.
I think it was.
See.
But anyway, whoever it was, it's a game that you play for free, but there's a prize involved if you get a high score, and that prize is a real-life trip to Las Vegas.
Okay.
I believe a lot of these games are gearing people up to be able to gamble from their phones, not with play money, which, by the way, you probably can win more with play money, but once you're playing with real money.
Yeah.
So I don't know this, but what if you had, you have DraftKings and all the different ones, Bally's.
You already can do a lot. Is it just sports betting that you can do on your phone?
But a lot of it has to do with what's allowed in particular states.
Okay.
But in the meantime, let's go into these states where it's not allowed, and let's get these people used to doing this kind of thing. Play a little roulette on your phone.
Yeah.
Play a little, blackjack on your phone. Play a little Texas Hold'em on your phone, and show them how fun it is. And give me 1 million coins. Sign up now in the next 20 days, and you get 1 million coins. And so you play with coins, and you lose a lot, and you keep playing until you lose it all, which is what all gamblers do ultimately. And I think there is a little grooming going on, getting people ready for when the barn door is open.
Yeah.
And you can do any of this stuff anywhere in any state. And I think it's bad. I don't know. You talk about leading to trouble. I think that's really bad.
I think it is too.
I mean, it's fun to have games and play games, but man, I'm telling you, gambling is it's going to kill college sports. It's going to kill sports generally. It kills lots more than that.
Yeah,
lots more important things than sports teams. It'll tear families apart. It'll ruin careers. It's just. Gambling is a bad thing. I know people who do it. I know a guy that's a bookie. He does this stuff, And some weekends he makes, $35,000. The next weekend he loses $42,000. I don't know how he does it. I mean, I've never bet a single penny on that stuff.
No, me either.
I have zero interest. I've found money is hard to earn, easier to spend, and really simple to lose.
So easy to lose.
You can lose it like crazy, and people you chase your losses. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm down $100. I'm gonna if I bet 200 right now and double down, then I'll get 400, and that'll make up for it. And then I've spent 300, but I got 400 back, and then I'm gonna stop. Man, I'm telling you, it's bad. Please don't gamble. I know it sounds really wimpy probably to say that, but don't gamble. It's bad. You may have no, what is the word, predisposition. You may not be predisposed to drugs. You may not be predisposed to alcohol. You may not be predisposed to any of the other things that are addictive. And this thing may seem like it's sort of
just fun and games.
Not a big deal.
Just a way to pass some time.
Hey, you know what? My wife goes to a concert. She spends $250 on a concert. I'm just going to take $250 and go play blackjack. And then when it's done, it's okay. I had 2 hours of fun, and I'm not going to spend any more than that. Is it possible? Absolutely, It's possible. Most people, it's not a problem. But for whatever reason, there is some little gene in us, in some people, that there is a tipping factor. And I think my granddad used to say, you've heard this also about alcohol. If you saw a man with a dog, and there was a 10% chance that dog was going to bite your hand, would you pet the dog? And I say, don't pet the dog.
Yeah.
So I know it's really heavy to come up with it, but that's what I think. I think when you see those ads, just think that's getting ready for those people to then do that same kind of thing, but for real.
It just seemed like an odd thing for these particular celebrities to be endorsing.
Money, baby. Money.
Well,
they're getting paid money to be an endorser, an influencer, or whatever. It's just a gig. It's not a big deal. It's a legal thing. They can justify what. But I'm telling you, down the road, I think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
That is Scattershoot and Instagram. If you want to find us on Instagram, you can find us there, a Wilder Show Pod. If you want to send us email, it's easy. Just send your email to podcast@wildershow.com. The Wilder Show podcast drops on Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 a.m. Central Time on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeart, Amazon, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Like, rate, follow, subscribe, and share. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
And we will see you next time. Da 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 da